Carthay, Wendell Stacy, Don Carson, and David Andrews.
Good evening. This is Newswatch for Friday, December 1st, 1995. I'm Wendell Stacy, and welcome to the first news broadcast of Newswatch 24 on WPTY. We're glad to have you with us tonight. We hope you'll do so every night.
That's right. I'm Lynn Carthay, and as Wendell mentioned, we're brand new. And if any of you have ever moved into a new house, you can probably relate to what we're going through.
True.
Sometimes the paint is still a little wet, the plumbing not quite working right, but you move in anyway, you open your boxes, and you start unpacking. That's where we are tonight, and we want you to help us move in.
We certainly are. So please bear with us as we settle into a technical and physical new world. As you know, we are your new ABC station, welcomed with open arms by the most watched network.
ABC, as you know, is widely respected for its news programs and enjoyed for its entertainment programming. Newswatch's Leon Gray gives us the inside scoop on where to find your favorite TGIF shows tonight.
Television in the Mid-South will never be the same. We know it's confusing, and I'm here to explain it all to you. Newswatch 24 is now the Mid-South's ABC affiliate, coming to you from the new studios at 2701 Union Extended. So on Monday nights, you're looking for Monday Night Football. You'll find it right here on WPTY Channel 24. And we've got your other favorite shows, too, like Roseanne, Coach, and the Emmy Award-winning NYPD Blue. All of your favorite soaps are also on Newswatch 24. We're teaming up with ABC's award-winning news magazines, Primetime Live and 2020. These shows and World News Tonight with Peter Jennings will be seen in their regular time slots. But the newest and most exciting addition to Newswatch 24 is your new local news at 5, 6, and 10. We're looking forward to becoming your Mid-South news source.
All right, thanks, Leon. Now, if you're still confused about the switch, we are here to help you, of course. We have a toll-free hotline that's open daily from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. To find out about ABC programming and where to find your favorite shows, call 1-800-301-WPTY. 1-800-301-9789. Of course, we'll repeat the number a little bit later in the newscast. Now, there's one person who's been behind all the massive changes here at WPTY, and that's our general manager, Jack Peck. He's watched the news station evolve from an empty basement to a state-of-the-art newsroom. He says he's amazed that the news station is finally up and running.
It's unbelievable. You know, the energy you feel from everybody working together, and I think the fact is we took over this building on September 10th, and here we are on the 1st of December starting up a news. Everybody said it was impossible. You know, you couldn't get it done, and I think we really didn't know enough to believe that, and now it's actually happening.
That it is. Jack hopes to focus the station on more positive stories about folks who live in the Mid-South.
And now the latest on the ever-changing FedEx pilot dispute. The Airline Pilots Association delivered the word earlier today. Their members will be informed over the weekend that Level 3 self-help goes into effect on Monday. Among actions to be instituted, ALPA members will be asked to reduce their flying time for FedEx by 5%. Responding to the Level 3 self-help action by ALPA, FedEx spokesperson Shirley Clark tells us, "We certainly think our customers have displayed confidence in us by continuing to ship with us. Despite ALPA's threats, we've had plenty of pilots volunteer to fly extra flights if needed."
Well, a Memphis family is safe tonight after a fire destroyed their home earlier today. Fires swept through the house in the 2000 block of Hale Street early this morning. Flames could be seen from blocks away. Fire investigators say a defective fan in an upstairs window caught fire, and then it quickly spread to the curtains and throughout the house. A barking dog woke one neighbor up.
It couldn't have been about 2 seconds since I got up, I went downstairs, and by the time I got around the corner and out the gate, the house was pretty much engulfed in flames.
There's some good news. Everyone got out of the house okay, although one man did suffer from taking in too much smoke, but he was not taken to the hospital.
Today is the 8th annual AIDS Day, a day when people all over the world take time out to remember those who have died. To commemorate this day, a Medicaid program is being launched to urge pregnant women to get tested for AIDS. Health experts hope to spread the word to the expecting mothers that the drug AZT reduces the risk of spreading the virus to their unborn children. Now, if you'd like to go to a candlelight vigil, it's set for 6 o'clock tonight at the Monumental Baptist Church on South Parkway. The number of cases of AIDS in Shelby County increased by 19% this year alone, and that's a sombering statistic coming out of the World on AIDS Day. In Shelby County this afternoon, members of the Health Department unveiled one panel that will be added to the nation's AIDS memorial quilt in Nashville tomorrow. They also displayed 832 red ribbons representing those who died from AIDS in Shelby County.
We'll keep the shoes that they collect, but the shoes that we don't have a cure, but people are living longer. There are medications that individuals can get. Research is advancing, but at this point we don't have a cure. Education and prevention are our best weapons.
If you'd like to go and donate a pair of shoes, each shoes represent a person who died today. If you'd like to go to a candlelight vigil, as we said, it begins at 6 o'clock tonight at the Monumental Baptist Church on South Parkway East.
Now, AIDS is hardly the kind of subject you expect to see on a daytime soap opera, but it's been a major storyline on ABC's General Hospital as a teenager contracted the disease. The focus this week, the reaction of friends and family to his death. The final farewell for Stone on General Hospital. The teenager remembered for his valiant fight against AIDS, but who also spread the disease by having unprotected sex before he realized he was HIV positive. A message for other young people welcomed by those who work in the AIDS community.
Absolutely it helps. I think anything that increases awareness of the issue in the community, that makes it real, because still, you know, over 10 years into this epidemic, there are still lots of people out there who don't know anybody who has AIDS.
I think that's great. I think to the extent that the media treats the problem in its fullness and doesn't stereotype the problem or doesn't sensationalize the problem.
The General Hospital storyline follows a trend set 10 years ago by another soap, Dynasty, where HIV-positive Rock Hudson kissed co-star Linda Evans. Alan Cook says the message is still desperately needed.
We just keep trying. You almost have to make a social change to make it acceptable to ask questions about AIDS, even though you may not think that you're affected, so that those people who are affected aren't afraid to ask those questions. There's still a tremendous amount of fear.
And Cook adds also that most people don't get active in the fight against AIDS until it hits home. Anything that helps focus attention may help move toward a cure as well.
In an effort to stop the spread of the Hepatitis A virus, the Health Department is continuing its vaccination clinics. Children between 2 and 9 years old living in the target areas should be brought in for a Havrax vaccination. The shots are free. Clinics will be held at 4 community centers tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Vaccinations will be given at the Ed Rice Community Center at Watkins, the North Fraser Community Center at St. Elmo, the Dave Wells Community Center, and the Greenlaw Community Center at Mill and Third. Remember, washing your hands after using the bathroom and before preparing food is your best defense against hepatitis A. Health experts recommend a thorough scrubbing with warm water for at least 20 seconds.
And that's good to fight just about anything.
Good news.
It helps. Well, if you're still confused about all the changes in Memphis TV,
just ahead, we'll help you sort it out again and show you just how we got here.
And I'll try not to make it any more confusing than it already is as we try to sort out that weekend forecast. I'm Don Carson, and I'll be back with you in just a moment.
and now welcome back to Newswatch 24 and back to our top story, a landmark TV day in Memphis TV. As you know, WPTY is now an ABC affiliate. We've dropped our ties with the Fox network.
And now we are in the news business. Newswatch reporter Kelly Freeman shows you how we got into the news business.
Crews and engineers have been working around the clock, fine-tuning our new building, and that includes miles of wiring. In just 3 weeks, the engineers were able to build a brand new news department from scratch.
The key is good planning on the front end, knowing exactly how long a cable needs to be cut, have it all in a computer database, so you can call that information out, have the cables pre-cut. You put them in the wall, you put the ends on, you're ready to go.
Our newsroom has state-of-the-art equipment, from our edit bays to our sophisticated weather system.
Well, one of the neat things about being in a brand new startup operation, you are starting fresh, and everything that we have, especially this weather equipment, is absolutely positively state-of-the-art. I mean, this is top of the line.
It's been a major undertaking for news director Boris Tomaszuk, whose goal here is to offer you an option to what you've been seeing in the Mid-South.
In terms of the kind of stories that we put on the air, in terms of the kind of people that we talk to, in terms of how the stories are put together, in terms of, from my perspective, just a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of energy, and something that says, this is Memphis, we're telling you Memphis' story.
And to bring those stories to you, we've built a news set with warm colors and a window so you can see what goes on behind the scenes during our newscasts. This is another exciting part of the set. This is the update desk, and this is where reporters will bring you the most up-to-the-minute information in their stories that they're covering. Now, aside from myself, there are a lot of other new faces here at WPTY, and Elisa Weinstein is going to introduce them to you.
Well, everyone is ready to work, and many of us are new to Memphis, so we want you to meet the people of Newswatch 24.
We're all very excited about bringing something new and fresh to a market that seems to be receptive to something new and fresh. People have been talking about us. I think it's funny that the competition is already, all the competition is gearing itself up to deal with us, the new kids on the block, and we relish being the new kids on the block.
You walk through the newsroom and there's almost an electric feel about the people that are here. They sense the freshness, the newness, the basic fact that this is building from the foundation up, and they want it to work. I've not seen that in this business in 10 years, and here it's inspiring. It is.
Can you tell? Heck yeah. What person wouldn't like to get on the ground floor of something that this, you know, it's enormous. The hugeness of this situation, it goes beyond just this television station. You know, we're shaking up this market, and we're glad to do it. You know, somebody had to do it, and why not us?
I'm just delighted to be in Memphis, though. I've always loved Memphis. This is a place I used to come on vacations, and always kind of kept tucked back in the back of my mind that it'd be a neat place to work. And as circumstances turned out, you know, here I am. So it's really the best of all worlds.
I think in a startup like we are, we're going to be more able to deal with what the community wants and what people's needs are in the community, because you know, we're obviously trying to work hard to find out what people in Memphis want and what they need as far as news goes.
No, it's really fun to be back into Memphis television. I've been out of it for about a year now, and to watch this facility grow from nothing. We have a brand new building and all new equipment, new faces, new challenges, and it's really been fun to watch over the last weeks, and it will be exciting to get it on the air.
Well, I played in college, I played in high school, but no, the pros weren't in the cards for me. But the next best thing, I guess, was, in my opinion, was doing something sports related, whether it be coaching, whether it be officiating, sportscasting. I'm a talkative kind of guy. I love communication. I love talking with people. I love dealing with people. I love being a little bit of a ham, and that's why sportscasting, I think, was for me.
Well, you've seen the building and you've met the team, and we want to welcome you to Newswatch 24 and to ABC. Lynn?
All right, well, thanks, Elisa. So there's lots of new faces around here. We're all still getting to know each other. We hope that you all will welcome us into your homes, and you'll get to know us, too.
Why not us? It's just an exciting time right now. Coming up, we'll introduce you to a family that's getting acquainted for the very first time.
Sounds like us. And we're going to turn to Don and find out what's happening weather-wise. You got some good news.
Hey, we're all strangers to most of the folks here. We should know, Wendell, you worked in Little Rock for a number of years, right, before coming here. You came here from Sacramento, California.
And you came here from around the corner.
Right, that's right. Knoxville, Tennessee. They brought me down from the mountains, put shoes on me, taught me how to use a fork, and here I am forecasting the weather. And we're going to tell you about that weekend forecast in just a moment.
Too much.
What a beautiful day. Oh, no other way to put it. It's gorgeous out there.
I love it.
Rather be outside.
Bring more.
I tell you, not only was it a beautiful day, but consider this is December 1st, and the kind of weather that we had today, unbelievable. 65 degrees for our daytime high. Normally this time of year, we should be about 57 degrees, so we lucked out pretty doggone good. And we have more of the same really nice weather coming up for the next couple of days or so. You're going to love this forecast. Let's show you right off the bat here the satellite scan. As you can see, across the western sections of Tennessee and vicinity, there's a lot lot of nothing going on right now, but no news can be good news because that means all the real active weather systems are well away from our area. A lot of it going on up across the Great Lakes area, also out west. They got a lot of rain and some snow and some other stuff going on, but we have high pressure firmly in control of our situation right here across the greater Memphis area. And that is going to continue for at least the next couple of days. Thought it'd be kind of interesting to jump below the clouds here for just a little bit and just to show you some of the rain. Now, we're going back in time here. In fact, we're going to go way back all the way to Tuesday. You remember we had some rain, even some snow and sleet around during that time. Well, that's long gone. That is well out of here. That's history. It's out. As you can see, most of the rain activity and snow and all the rest of it has moved well out of the area. We have clear skies. We have no precipitation anywhere nearby. In fact, about the closest you can find anything is up around Chicagoland area. They've got about, well, a little bit of snow going on there today across the eastern seaboard. They've got a combination of mainly rain, but you go a little bit inland, they do have some snow there. And out west, yeah, it is December, so you expect to see some snow. And they are getting some snow, especially across the Rockies and into parts of the plain states there. Nebraska getting a combination there too, kind of a yucky combination of some rain and some sleet and some freezing rain and all kinds of weather weirdness. All right, let's go right to the forecast for tonight. It's going to be a nice night tonight. Won't be nearly as chilly as it has been the last couple of evenings. Clear skies, look for light winds. Our low will be quite mild. Again, considering this is December 1st, 48 degrees will be our low. During the day tomorrow, we look for an absolutely superb day overall. Now we'll see a little bit of cloudiness roll in during the morning hours, but it won't stay around very long. During the afternoon, it will become mostly sunny. Our daytime high, check it out, will be bumping right up against the 70-degree mark. We'll be up around 69 degrees, and the reason for that is our southerly winds will be out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles an hour, helping to draw up all that nice, toasty, warm weather. And as we check out the 5-day forecast for you here, about the only fly in the ointment may be come Sunday. We may see a little bit more in the way of cloudiness around. Don't make too much out of that cloud symbol you see there, or the rain symbol, because if we do see scattered showers around, there will be very few, very far between, just very, very isolated showers. You may even live someplace where it won't even happen, okay? And then we get into Monday and Tuesday, partly sunny through that time period, maybe some showers back on Wednesday. Daytime highs throughout the entire period, mainly in the mid to upper 60s. Nighttime lows will be in the 40s. So again, not a bad couple of days coming up, and a mostly nice weekend.
Take it any December day.
You betcha.
Thank you so much. Glad to hear it.
Damon Andrews is our sports guy. He's played it, he lives it, he loves it, and he's next.
Hey, this is Newswatch Sports coming up at 6 o'clock. We know that the Memphis Mad Dogs will not be in the Liberty Bowl. Where will they be, and what's the status of NFL in the city of Memphis? Also, we've been talking about Mad Dogs. Mad Dogs, what's up with the Memphis Pharaohs? We don't know, but Kevin Hunter's going to bring us up to date. Also, there's a little game called Memphis Tiger Basketball coming up this weekend. Florida A&M's opponent. We're going to talk to some of the players, and also it is state high school football title time. Haywood High in Jackson is going for number 2. Will they make it? All that's coming up at 6 o'clock. Hey, you don't want to miss this.
And now an amazing story to share with you about a daughter's determination to find her father. 35 years ago, Cindy Devine's father and her pregnant mother split up.
But last week, after years of searching, the two met for the first time. Bill Lunn was in Bartlett for the magic moment. He joins us now with their story. Bill, what about this?
Well, Wendell and Lynn, it really was an amazing moment out there in Bartlett. Cindy Devine has spent her entire life wondering who her father is, and from her California home, she searched the country, but she kept coming up empty. She didn't know much about her father, but she did know that she was not going to give up trying to find him. And by the luck of being transferred to the wrong extension, Cindy found her father right here in Memphis.
I always knew about him. You know, I've had his last name. I knew that he was in the Navy. I knew that he was from Alabama. That's about all I knew.
You know, I knew that her mother was pregnant with her when I left, but I had never even considered her even knowing me.
Cindy's search brought her to the military's Personnel Records Center in St. Louis.
And luckily I happened to get the head of the department, and he just punched his name up on the computer, and there he was. He said, "Oh, sure, we've got his last address, we know where he is, and if you want, we can forward a letter to him."
Well, I got the note from the Navy one day about noon, and read it, and of course I was, kind of shocked. And asked myself if that could be happening, and I couldn't sleep that night. I had just had to get up out of bed, get on the phone and call her.
They talked on the phone more than a year ago, but on this day, after a lifetime of wondering, years of searching, Joe Devine and his daughter Cindy would meet for the first time.
Nervous, just really nervous.
Joe meets his granddaughter Chelsea first.
Chelsea, come here, baby. So, Grandpa. Hey, honey. What you got to say for yourself? Hey, honey. Gosh, good to see you. I saw this one right away. Gosh, good to see you.
Father, daughter, and granddaughter go for a walk together. Separate lives, spending their first moments getting to know one another.
Damn, it's good to see you.
Joe says he's happy his daughter got hold of him. He plans to spend the week showing her around Memphis. But for Cindy Devine, this day was something she'd waited for her entire life.
It's just the fulfillment of a dream, you know, that I had since I was a child. To, you know, meet and get to know my dad. And, I mean, what do you say when you have your dream fulfilled?
Now, Cindy and her dad are spending the week together in Memphis, getting to know one another. And if you have a parent you might like to track down, Cindy says don't give up, try everything possible. She says it's more a matter of determination, really, than anything else.
What a wonderful
It is,
story.
especially at Christmas time. You always think of family in the holidays.
Nice to see stories with a happy ending.
Oh,
Certainly
yeah.
is.
Makes doing the news a little more fun. Thanks, Bill.
More of those, Bill.
Well, we know that you're all excited about us being ABC, and of course, this is TGIF.
A little
tonight.
confusing.
A little bit, but we'll be back. We're going to give you the number for our phone bank and explain a little bit more about our programming coming up next.
We'll simplify it for you.
Exactly.
Stay tuned.
And as you know, we are ABC Now here on Channel 24. You can find all your favorite shows as well as news at 5, 6, and 10.
Now, if you have any questions about programming, call our toll-free hotline at 1-800-301-WPTY. That's 1-800-301-9789. If you don't want to look for the letters, 9789. Phone lines are open daily from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. We have more news for you coming up after World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Yes, we'll tell you more about the FedEx pilot dispute, and we'll also show you a smart program that's making a difference in the lives of some young girls. Thanks for joining us. We'd also like to thank our engineers and all the people who've worked around the clock to get us on the air tonight. Thanks for joining us for our first broadcast. We'll see you again at 6.
The International Peacekeeping Force for Bosnia gets its marching orders. President Clinton, another remarkable day with the Irish. And the Beverly Hills Police Force, charges of racial harassment.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. The troops are ready.